Notice I don't have a skirt on the bottom of this. If you have a skirt on the bottom of your camper, it stays really warm, but you know, I don't know what the cost is to do something like that. I would imagine it's not very cheap to go all the way around the camper and enclose it and everything. So I use a couple hacks that are real cheap, and it's actually really simple to do. They've probably got stuff sitting around your place that you could make this comfortable with. And so, pardon the mess in here. I'm actually getting ready to go on a road trip for a little bit for this week. So I've got some gear that I'm sorting through. But there's 3 tips that I want to tell you about. And the first one is with your bedding, get flannel sheets. Flannel sheets are the way to go. It's going to retain a lot of warmth. And then also layer your bedding, you know, with the blankets that you put on you. I've got 3 different ones here. You can mix and match these. This is the coolest setup because this blanket's the coolest. It's just a normal cotton material. This is fleece, or let's see, is that fleece? Or yeah, I think that's fleece. And this is fleece and wool. So if I put this one on the bottom, it's extremely hot. And then if I put this one on the bottom, it's in between that temperature and that temperature. So you can layer up your bed like that. Another thing is that if you if you look outside, that back area here, this is all the storage area. Let me show you. The storage area that I've got on the back of the camper, that's what this is right here. Well, look at this. The seal on it is not very good. I mean, air can easily seep in here, real easy. And then the bed is literally right back behind that wood right there. That's the shelf that's behind that we were just looking at. So you can either do a couple things. You can put a seal around that, which is real simple to do. Or on the interior here, you could grab like this sheet and just drape it over the entire back area there. Because you will, like, if you get a southerly wind that faces south, this will definitely have a draft that comes over it. Okay. The third thing is that the storage area underneath here, if this goes all the way back, it goes right back to where the storage area was in the back. It butts up with it. And so if you look underneath here, you'll see like a little bit of stuff in there. And it's kind of a storage area, but there's a massive temperature difference between what's in there and what's here. And I have like a double walled, it's actually just a canvas drop cloth that I use for like painting and stuff like that. And I use it in the wintertime. I'll just put that up there. And it's, like it says, double-sided here, so you can see how we got it folded up. And then that really creates a nice barrier for no air coming in this way, because this will absolutely freeze your floor at night. Okay, and the last thing, sorry, my floor here is dirty, but the last thing is to lay down it's an old sleeping bag. That's why I've got an old canvas sleeping bag here. This is an old Cabela's one that I used to use, and you see that the fabric's starting to rip out and stuff. So I use this as a floor cover in the wintertime, and that is absolutely the #1 thing that's going to keep your floor area cold or warm, and then you won't have to skirt it. So it's kind of like a cheap way to get around it. If I shut the door here, let me show you. What I'll do is there's a huge draft that comes in this area. Let me come back here. Huge draft that comes in here, and so I'll tuck this in over on this side, and then I'll use my water container here and pull this up like that, and then have something in the middle here that pushes that up, and then that keeps a real nice barrier right there. Look at that. It's probably about a foot, a little over a foot tall. Well, if you look over here where my stove is, if we look this way, that coincides with the height of my stove. So if I have the stove running and it's nice and warm and kicking out a lot of heat, this whole bottom area will stay warm because it acts like kind of like a bathtub area. Because it's keeping out the cold air that could come in from the window there. And then I have it come up over the little bench seat here. And then over here, you know, it's blocked out as well. And then if we come over this way, you'll see I got my stove. And so that area doesn't need to have insulation on it because the stove is kicking out plenty of heat. And it's real simple to do. I mean, you know, who doesn't have an extra, or who doesn't have a sleeping bag and a couple extra blankets, you know? Like, it's pretty simple to make these you know, ways for it to stay warm in here. So that's just my thoughts on that. It's real simple to do this stuff. And, you know, that's the way I get around not having to skirt this thing, because I don't want to skirt it. I like how it stays open on the underside. And I also like the vintage wheels that I have and the old school tires on here. So, but those are my thoughts with that. And then tomorrow morning, head out and probably stay out for, I don't know, a better part of a week or something like that, and just do my first road trip now solo. So I'm looking forward to it. You know, there's some spots I want to hit that I'm going to hike up to, and I'm really excited to fly fish later in the week, and it's going to be awesome. So look forward to bringing you all with me. I'll take the satellite, the Starlink with me, and that way I can stay in touch out there, and we'll continue doing videos. All right, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Have a good day.